Welcome everybody, I'm the Old Man, and this is Final Fantasy. But we're not doing it regular, or regio as my daughter would say. We're gonna do a solo run. You can see I've got a fighter there and 3 black mages. Those black mages are going to die in this video and are never coming back. And it is, I've beaten this game legitimately with 4 players. I have beaten it as a solo run, as a fighter on cell phone. And I thought it might be fun to try to do a Let's Play where I try to beat this on the Nintendo ROM, because I never thought that I would ever do this. So I'm going to do this as close to legitimately as I possibly can. And if it turns out to be, 50 videos, then guess what? It's going to be 50 videos. It's going to be, this is going to be, whatever it is what it is. And like I said, I've done a solo fighter before, and I did it on my cell phone. And the thing about that particular game on the cell phone was that it had a memo save, and that allowed me to swap everybody's position here. What that allowed me to do was save on every floor. So if something went south, say in the Earth Cave, which I'm sure it will go south because that's what happens in the Earth Cave, is things go south pretty bad. I would just start over in the floor, on the floor that I left. And so I was kind of able to do a solo game, and I swore I'd never do a solo game on the console, the NES version. But nope, surprise, I'm going to do it for you here. And of course it's going to take me forever to get into my next encounter. There we go. And I also like to give credit where credit is due. Even though I've been playing this game forever, there's a lot of sequence breaks and stuff that that I wasn't aware of until I watched Brick Road. I've talked about him before. He's kind of the guy that inspired me to start doing Let's Playing in the first place. And he's done a few runs of this, and I learned a lot from those runs. And so there's some sequence breaks and stuff that I'll be doing, and some stuff with the encounter list that I'll be telling you about. That, and a lot of that came from him. So he's a Brick Road is his name. He does lots of Let's Plays. He's really good at it. I suggest you check him out, because like I said, he's the guy that inspired me to do this, and he's the one that inspired me to do all the sequence breaks that I'll be doing in this game. And I think the fighter excuse me, I think the fighter is probably the easiest of the solo runs. The fighter takes a lot of damage. He's got a lot of good gear, and would you hit him already? Is he dead? Good. Okay. He takes a lot of damage. He can deal a lot of damage, and that's really the best part about him, and why he's so easy, because he can take a group of imps and just soak the damage and not be a big deal. I'm actually going to start fighting these with this guy. And I think probably the next easiest is probably the Red Mage, because he has a lot of good starting equipment. Even though he sort of, his development kind of tanks in the middle of the game, but is he dead? Finally. His development kind of tanks in the middle of the game, and he doesn't really get the best equipment. However, he does have access to a lot of spells, and that makes some of these things easier, especially Lit 2, which makes things a lot easier. And, alright, that first battle's probably, it can be tough to get going on this. So what we're going to do, first thing we got to do is go beat Garland, so we're going to go do that after we stay at the inn. Well, let's buy some stuff first, because we're gonna we want a couple of tents, and we'll see if we can get away with killing Garland. Should I get one more? Let's get some heals. couple of heals. That should be good. That leaves us enough for the inn. Should be able to kill Garland. I'll probably be level 2 by the time I get to him, and Garland is not hard. And the interesting thing, when I was playing this on the memo save, or not the memo save, the cell phone version that I did play on, it was pretty much just like the old Nintendo game. It had, you know, updated graphics and things. But what it did not have, was it also had the I can't think of what I'm saying. All the hit points for all the monsters were the same, except for the ones for the boss. Those ones stayed the same. So instead of fighting Lich for 400 hit points, you're fighting him for 800 or 1200 or however many it is. It kept its Dawn of Souls hit point buffs, which actually made that run a lot harder because everything was the same except the boss was a lot harder. Thankfully, there was the memo save, so I think that kind of balances out. Yeah, level 2. And the 12th Doctor here gets a lot of good gains from his levels. That's why he's another reason why this is pretty easy. I don't anticipate Garland being a problem, but you never know with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, it seems like you can play it and things will go well, and then all of a sudden something you never thought of or heard of will come and just wreck you. And that's just how Final Fantasy goes sometimes. Excuse me. So, Petey here can take a lot of damage from Garland because of his chain armor. There's a couple items in the Temple of Fiends that I could get. I'm not going to get them because they're not really worth fighting through all the floors to get them. Oh, don't miss. Hit him. And then there's a couple. Yeah, see, nothing to it. Solo fighter, Garland, not a problem. Yay. And talk to him so that he can make the bridge. And then get the loot from her. Not the loot as in L-O-O-T, but the loot as in the actual instrument. Yeah, so fighter, nothing to it. Those items in the Temple of Fiends I will get later when we're a little bit tougher and we have a little bit better gear. But right now, it's not quite worth it. So the next thing we're going to be doing here is going to the inn. And then we will be heading to the other town. See if we can make it to the other town. I don't know. If I don't make it to the other town, I'll grind a little bit for a level. But and actually, should I fight these wolves? Yeah, there's only 2 of them. When you're just one player, there isn't actually as much grinding. Mostly because you get more experience points as a solo player. I never realized this as a kid, but like all the experience for the monsters, all 4 players divvy them up. I'm not gonna read that. Go light the orbs. That's the story. What was I saying? I don't remember. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, we're going to Bravoka to get the... Ooh, do I want to fight him? Yeah, well, it's just one of them, so we'll fight him. He's... Oh, crud. I think he's got 56 hit points. But if he keeps missing, that will be fantastic. Alrighty. Yep. He's probably... If you've ever played Nintendo Power... Nintendo Power, the guide of Nintendo Power will tell you to get to level 3 before you fight Garland. Not a terrible strategy, but unnecessary for the most part. And it will also tell you to grind on creeps and ogres for experience. Again, not terrible. Yeah, I guess, and then we'll... Oh, shoot. Well, let's press on. I might need another level anyway. Oh, I got him. Good. Oh, that's what I was saying. You get more experience, so you don't have to share the experience between 4 people, and it gets easier to level up your characters. Let's go ahead and use that other heal. Also, a lot of Final Fantasy, even with a 4-player game, is a lot of resource management, and deciding what battles you're going to fight and what ones you are not going to fight, and... Oh, like this one? Nope! Oh, can't run. Great! And sometimes you get a mere steps away from where you're trying to go, and then you die. Yep. Well, excuse me, I guess we're going to try to do that again. See if I still have the items. I still have the items. I might also save halfway through. Sometimes that's a good idea to do. Grimps. I'm not scared of those. I think that stands for green or great. I don't know what it stands for, and I don't care. I think it's gray. Come on, Petey, get him. So this is gonna be the next however many videos this is gonna be. Lots and lots. Level 3. Hey, and he got... That was actually good. He got an extra hit point there of growth. And again, the story is, in my opinion, for the most part, nonsense. And that's kind of the secret about Final Fantasy games that Final Fantasy tards like me won't tell you. Actually, I'll tell people because I don't care, but all the stories for Final Fantasy are kind of stupid. For the most part. Like, they're stupid. Oh yeah, nope. A little bit too much there. They're all stupid. This story involves a time loop and, you know... nope, I don't think we want that one either. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and save so that if I die again... excuse me, if I die again from that, 2 ogres right steps from town, I won't have to walk so far. And now I don't remember what I was saying. Again. Nope, no wolves. The thing about the wolves is they have 20 hit points, and usually they're not worth the killing, but it looks like I might have to anyway, so I guess we're gonna do this. We gonna do this. Man, I wish I could remember. I'll remember here in a moment after I've completely forgotten it. But excuse me, of course, the hard thing about a solo run is that you can't deal with groups of enemies. You have to really, you know, there's not a way to deal with them, especially until halfway through the game when you get some items that can cast spells and stuff, especially for a fighter. There's no way to deal with big groups, so you have to decide whether you can take all that damage. In this case, it looks like I can, which is good. Next thing we'll be doing is getting the ship from the pirates. And wolves, usually you don't want to mess with wolves, but that doesn't look like it's going to be a problem this time. Which is fine. Alright, we made it to town. How much gold do I have? Golds. I'll go get the new sword. And that will be... Once I do this, the next real challenge we're going to have to do is get 4,000 gold to buy the silver sword, because we are going to need that to go into the Marsh Cave. But right now we're going to go ahead and get a scimitar, which is more powerful than the sword we have, and also ups our hit percentage a little bit. And the hit percentage is important. Let me show you that. The hit percent there, once that gets to 32, he gets another hit, and that will help immensely in terms of damage output. The monk, or not the monk, the black belt in this game, he's the monk in other ones. He actually, when he hits 32, he actually gets 4 hits, because if he's unarmed, because that's his hands count as a hit. Each hand is a hit. So he can do a lot of damage towards the end of the game, especially if you've leveled him up a lot. Alright, Beaky, or Bicky, or Bike, or whatever your name is. This usually isn't super hard with a fighter because he can take the damage. We do have to worry about critical hits, but luckily these are one-shotted, so we might be limping away from this fight, but we should be able to get it. Unless we suffer critical hits like that the whole game, then we might have to do some grinding. I don't know. But I'm not going to use any states to save my place on here, so what we've got is what we've got, and that's just all there is to it. And come on. Hey, at least they're missing, that's all I gotta say. They're missing. And you just go down and fight the pirates. This is what would be your strategy in any fight of this. I mean, you just fight them one by one. Nobody has really any spells yet. Did I not kill him? How did I not kill him? They've only got 6 hit points. I must have missed. The pirates only have 6 hit points, so anybody can one-shot them, just about. And now the battle takes... That's the other kind of annoying thing about a solo game, is battles like this kind of take forever, because you just one guy, and the only guy you're the only one that can do it. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done. I don't know what possessed me to do a solo run of this game, other than I just felt like it. Let's just do... Oh, snap. Ruh-roh. Well, as long as these guys don't critical hit me, I should be fine. Okay, good. This should be... Alright, good. I was a little bit worried there, because sometimes they'll just decide to critical hit you. Level 4. I believe that will give me my second hit with my sword. Let's get our ship. You got me. Take my ship. Capitalized. Everything is capitalized. Everything that's important or proper names is all capitalized. I'm not sure why that is. Let's go to the inn. And that'll be it for this video. Join me next time. We'll be going down to Elfland and probably doing some grinding on the seas for gold. See you later.